Welcome back to the another episode of Daily News Quiz Analysis for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 8th March today, and in this video we are going to solve some important questions which are very much relevant for your preparation. But before we'll start our discussion, I would like to give the brief introduction about this initiative so that if you are new to our channel, you will get more connected with us. Basically in this video, we are going to discuss three types of questions which would be taken from three different sources. So depending on it, the first set of questions which we are going to discuss here would be taken from the current affairs. What we are going to do here? We will take up the most important articles from the newspapers. We are going to break them down into the simplest language possible, and we are going to derive the possible prelims questions from those particular articles, so that it will give the idea which part of the newspaper is important for you, what should be your approach when you are reading these news articles, and how you can expect a possible prelims question from those particular articles. This is what we are going to do in the first phase of our discussion. After solving questions with respect to current affairs, we will shift our approach to the another part here. We are going to discuss a static topic based question. As you know, currently we are discussing Indian polity, and in Indian polity we are discussing the Parliament of India, and in Parliament of India we are discussing the Raj Sabha right now. So today we are going to discuss few concepts related to Raj Sabha and derive the possible prelims question from that particular part, so that it will give you the proper idea how exactly a question can be asked in the exam with respect to these topics. After solving questions with respect to current affairs and the static part, we will shift our approach to the last part of our discussion. Here we will solve a previous year question. To me this is the most important part, because in here we will learn what is the vocabulary used by UPSC over the years for framing your papers, what are the different trends they try to follow, and we will also learn what can be the different methods which we can implement in the exam, so that we can mark the question correctly if we don't have the proper knowledge, and also we will try to learn how we can implement this knowledge in the upcoming exam. So this is in nutshell what we are going to do in this video. Now before we start our discussion, I would like to request you guys, please do subscribe the channel. If you had not subscribed it yet, please do subscribe it. When you subscribe us, it motivates us to work more hard on these topics and provide you the best information. So please do subscribe, do share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative if you are getting, and please do write in the comments what else should we bring for you guys. With this, let's have a look at the first question which we had brought today. Here the question says, as you can see, the question is with respect to the report index, to be more precise, women, peace and security index. So why we brought this question, we will discuss that after solving the question. But first let us solve the question here. Let's evaluate this question. Let's answer this question first. Let's get the information through this question, then we will go to the context of the question and we will tell you why, then we will discuss why we brought this question here. Here the question says, with reference to the Women, Peace and Security Index, consider the following statements. This first statement: the Women, Peace and Security Index exclusively assesses women participation in formal political processes. No, it does not exclusively assess women's participation in formal political process. It has wider and broader approach. It discusses about the women's safety across the countries. So first statement is totally incorrect. And here I would like to mention one thing. Please do, when you are solving the questions, do look at these extreme words like exclusively, only. Most of the times UPSC will try to play you with these words. These words are, most of the times they are incorrect. Those statements which contain these words are incorrect. So please remember that. Second statement here, it says the index is jointly produced by the Georgetown Institute for Women, Peace and Security and the Peace Research Institute of Oslo. 100% correct. This is exactly why I brought this question here. It is jointly produced. You should know that which institution or which organizations produce it. It is jointly produced by the Georgetown Institute for Women, Peace and Security and the Peace Research Institute Oslo. Third statement, higher scores on the WPS index correlate with increased level of societal safety and security for women. 100% correct. If any country which has higher scores will definitely correlate with increased levels of societal safety and security for women. So this statement is also correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be statement 1 and 3 only. Sorry, statement 2 and 3 only. And from the code given below, the correct code would be option B. Now we had established what this women peace and security index is. It talks about women's safety across the countries, and why we are discussing it. You know that today is Women's Day, and there were many articles in the newspaper about the women's safety, about their inclusion in public services, and their fear of freedom, free from fear of free from fear, and from fear to freedom. There were various discussions with respect to the women's safety. There was discussion with respect to women participating in STEM classes, participating in STEM subjects, participating in the scientific work. There were various discussions with respect to that. So in this regard, we need to know about this women peace and security index, and we know where India stands with respect to that. If we will look at it with respect to this, out of 177 countries, out of the analysis done over 177 countries, India stands at 128th position. So we are very much poor. We are very much, we can found it here. We can establish from this index here that we are very much poor in this providing this safety for the woman. So here in today's news or paper, there was an article which talked about inclusion in public spaces from fear to freedom. So it talks about various issues faced by the woman. Mostly if any such question would come, we would mostly talk about the safety issues that women are not women feel very much unsafe in countries, as this report highlighted that what is the status of India with respect to other countries, how unsafe women are in our country. So it definitely shows how unsafe women are in our countries. But what are the various issues which lead to this? What are the various issues that women are not able to participate in the public spaces? What are the various reasons women are not able to participate in the public spaces? They are not able to participate in the public works like others, like the men are doing. There is no inclusivity with respect to women, if there is, but still there is hindrance to that inclusivity. What are those issues? And the author here highlights various issues. For example, the climate of fear caused by various cases, or various recent cases. For example, the Delhi gang rape, or that of the Kolkata Kolkata Medical College incident. So various such incidents that has put the climate of fear in woman's psyche. Sense of injustice within itself. There is sense of injustice within itself in the woman's in their areas, in their perspective, that there is a perspective growing on in our society, that a woman should not go outside because it is unsafe for her, because there are people who are who can be molesters. There are people who can be who can do any harm to these women. So this there is sense of injustice within itself, that even though it is not their fault, but who is getting restricted? It is the woman who is getting restricted. So this climate of fear is there. There is definitely, it limits their it limits their freedom. It limits their will. It limits their will of participation. It limits their accessibility to, it limits their accessibility to the market. So definitely there is this issue. The climate of fear is in women. And also the author highlights the inadequate infrastructure. There is definitely inadequate infrastructure. The CCTV cameras are not available in that way that it could catch every incident which is happening to the woman. We had seen how unfortunately groping happens to a woman in a crowded bus. That inadequate infrastructure leads to the molestation of many women. And this again remains in the it again goes to the psyche of these people, of these women, of these girls, that they hesitate to go outside then. And also it goes back to the social pressures, that if you go out you will get harmed there. So definitely it is all connected there. And also the author here highlights that societal and cultural barriers, that like these issues, that if we are here to protect you, you are not allowed to go outside. So it is for you, this societal pressure, that this patriarchal mind setup, it is also building this pressure. It is also building this pressure for women to not participate in public affairs. And also we are seeing that there is low representation of women in decision making, and all these things, when they are collaborated, when they come together, they impact the woman's psyche, they impact their limited accessibility to the public offices, and definitely they curb their freedom. So when we count all these together, what is the impact of it? We are definitely seeing that these women, where in article 15 we have, under article 15, that the woman should be there should be accessibility to public places, but at the same time, even though our constitution, or even though our constitution does not restrict women, our society in particular, even though there is no direct restriction on the woman itself, but definitely if we include, when these things are collaborated together, it restricts the woman's participation in public affairs. So it in a way violates their right to accessibility under article 15, and also it violates their right to right to privacy. They have to, whenever, for example, whenever they will go out, they will have to share their locations every time with the people. So definitely their right to privacy gets impacted through article 21. So there are various issues which escalate because of this and this unsafe culture in our country. So here the author highlights that there is a need for the government to step in and to provide the basic necessities to develop the infrastructure in favor of the woman. We had already discussed about gender budgeting. It should be also included, these things which should favor a woman. Their security should be favored. Budgets, the scheme should be made in a way which should favor the security of the woman. So this is in nutshell why we brought this question here. There was much needed discussion, which I tried my best to explain the things which were important for you guys. So I hope you had understood the question as well as the context of the question, why we brought it here. If we will take the nutshell of this discussion, the author here highlights why, even though we have all the rights available to women, but still they are not the targeted. They are not getting benefited from those rights which are available to them because of the various issue in our country. And one of the major issue is highlighted by this report, this index, which is Women, Peace and Security Index, that how unsafe our country is for women. So with this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there. Here the question is with respect to the Matilda effect. It is also, it is actually associated with the same. If we will continue our discussion from the earlier article, it further goes to the woman's participation in STEM subjects. Basically the author here highlights that an equitable future for women in science. This is the title of the article, and it finally discusses, the author discusses about the woman's participation, how they can develop, and how in India there should be equitable future for women in sciences. But unfortunately we are seeing that there are definitely lack of women in these particular subjects, lack of women in this scientific research. There is lack of participation from women in the scientific researches, and one of the major reason is their involvement in these subjects, STEM subjects. Even there is another concept, a related concept, which was mentioned in the article, which was actually the related concept, which was talking about the leaky pipeline, which was talking about the leaky pipeline. So what does this mean? That there, if in the beginning, if we will compare how many male members, how many male are representing the STEM subjects with respect to women, almost the ratio is very much similar, is very much equitable, very much equal. But as the time passes, when after graduation it goes for the acquiring jobs in the STEM courses, the participation from the woman is very low because of various issues. The participation of the woman in the STEM classes, in the STEM subjects, is very low. And if we will see in the research domain, their participation is almost negligible. And the author here highlights there are various issues why this is so. There one of one few issues are that there is lack of there is no role model. There is lack of role model for the woman. We cannot highlight much role model for them, that there was a lady, she has done achievement in science and tech, she has achieved this much. So there is definitely lack of a role model in it. And also there is this social bias, this social stereotype has developed, a patriarchal stereotype has developed, that women are very much special in specific jobs. For example, caretaking jobs, for example, giving education to the younger ones, or in pink collar jobs, for example nursing and healthcare sector. So it is assumed in the society, it is very much developed in the society, that women are very much special for those jobs only. And that's also one of the reason we see less participation of the women in the STEM, in jobs, in finding their jobs in the STEM courses. And also there are various issues from our patriarchal culture also. There are issues related to workplace related gender bias is there, that people will try to hire, the companies will try to hire men as compared to women, because there are various issues related to women, whether after marriage she would continue her job or not. She would have certain days of the month in which she would not be that much, efficient as compared to men. So there are various issues related to women. Because of that, there is definitely workplace related gender bias. And also the grants are given to the men led teams more. And also there is an issue of this Matilda effect that we will understand through this question, because this concept was very much highlighted in the discussion. So here let's solve this question and get the idea about it. Here the question says the Matilda effect is most accurately described as the phenomena of increased recognition for female scientists in contemporary research. Totally incorrect. Second statement, the systematic under recognition and attribution of female scientists' achievements to their male colleagues. 100% correct. This is exactly what Matilda effect is. First, it is under systematic under recognition of women, and what if they do any work, that work is attributed to their male counter colleagues. So this is exactly what it is. Their work is attributed to their achievements are attributed to the male colleagues. So this is exactly what this Matilda effect is. With this, I hope you had got the basic understanding of the question, as well as the concept, why context, why we had discussed this question here. Now with this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought here. Here the question is the third question. It talks about, it is with respect to the Navika Sagar Parikrama, you know two Indian Navy officers, two Indian female Navy officers. This is meant for circumnavigation of the globe, undertaken by two women officers of the Indian Navy. 100% correct. Yesterday we discussed it. Why we are discussing today? Because Rajnath Singh interacted with those two woman crew officers, and he congratulated them for crossing the Nemo point, as well as the Drake's. We saw that Drake's channel. We discussed that yesterday. He congratulated them for Drake's for crossing the Drake's passage. So here it becomes important for us to understand what this Navika Sagar Parikrama is about. So let's solve the question here. Here question says, with reference to Navika Sagar Parikrama, second, to consider the following statements. First statement, it is a circumnavigation of the globe undertaken by two women officers of the Indian Navy. 100% correct. Second, the mission aims to promote scientific research in collaboration with the National Institute of Oceanography to study marine plastics and iron content in the sea. Correct. Third, the expedition is being carried out on the INS Tarini. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be statement D. Option would be option D, 1, 2, and 3. So with this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there. Here the question is regarding the Nemo point Nemo. Please remember that it is the farthest point from the oceans, from the continental port, and it is often said that the nearest human settlement to the point Nemo is the people in the space, International Space Station, then on the continent. So please remember that thing. So let's solve the question with respect to regarding point Nemo. First statement question regarding point Nemo, consider the following statements. First statement, it is the geographical location farthest from any land on earth. 100% correct. Second, it is located in the Arctic Ocean. No, it is located in the South Pacific. So please remember that it is not located in Arctic Ocean. Third, due to its remoteness, it is often used as a spacecraft symmetry for decommissioned satellites and space stations. 100% correct. It acts as a spacecraft symmetry. Those decommissioned satellites and space stations are are dumped there. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be option statement 1 and statement 3, and from the options below, the correct option would be option B. With this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we have brought there. Here the question is with respect to the insider trading. Why it is news? Because SEBI has warned whom? Nestle for this insider trading, because it is not very much allowed in it. What is the whole? This is basically, it is about the conflict of interests. For example, any trader, they will sell the shares or buy the shares on the basis of information which is not known to everyone. For example, you are dealing with the shares and you are selling or buying them because you have some insider information that company is going into loss, they are going to sell it, or whatever they are going to do with respect to that. You have that insider information and you are manipulating market with respect to that. So that is called insider trading. So SEBI has prohibited this insider trading, and they have right now warned Nestle for doing this. So let's solve this question here. Here question says, with reference to insider trading, consider the following statements. First statement: insider trading refers exclusively to the trading of publicly listed securities by company directors and senior management. Totally incorrect, even though they are mostly associated with these company directors and senior management officials are associated with this, but it is not exclusively to the trading of them. So first statement, it is totally incorrect. Second statement: the Securities and Exchange Board of India regulations prohibit insider trading to ensure fair and equitable market practices. 100% correct. Third, information used in insider trading must be material and generally available to the public. The information used in insider trading must be material and generally available to the public. No, it in the insider trading it is not available to the public, so this is also incorrect. So with respect to this question, the correct statement is option 2, which is B only. So with this, we complete our today's discussion with respect to the questions from the current affairs. Now it is now we have to shift towards the static part question, and today's question is from the Indian Parliament. As currently we are discussing the Parliament of India, currently we are discussing the Raj Sabha. So today's question is associated with the oath of the members of the Parliament. Let's see what question we had brought today. Here the question says, regarding Article 99, which is associated with the oath of the members of the Parliament. We should know that. Question says, regarding 99 of the Indian Constitution, consider the following statements. First statement: it pertains to the oath or affirmation by members of the Parliament. 100% correct. Second, it specifies the procedure for the election of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Totally incorrect. Third, it mandates the members of Parliament cannot participate in proceedings until they have taken the oath or affirmation. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 3 only, and from the code given below, the correct code would be option B. So from this question, we understood which article is associated with the oath and or affirmation by members of the Parliament. It is Article 99, and we also understood that Article 99 mandates that the members of the Parliament cannot participate in proceedings, that when members of the Parliament who are elected, who won the election, they cannot participate in the proceedings until they have taken the oath or affirmation. We understood these pointers through this question. Now with this, let's move to the last part of our discussion, where we will solve a previous year question. Here you can see the question says, consider the following countries of South Asia. So these countries are in South Asia. Find the descending order of the literacy status of these countries. So look at this question. This question was basically asked in 2002. At that time, the status was little different. The status of education was little different with respect to India too. But right now, the situation has been totally different. Here the question says, consider the following countries of South Asia and the descending order of literacy status of these countries. So we have to find out the descending order of the literacy status of these countries. So this question says, it tells the future aspirants to what level you have to go. Look at the countries India is interacting with. Look at your neighboring countries. Look at their size. Look at their geography. Look at what are the Indian states which are bordering them. Look at what are the countries which are bordering your foreign countries. Look at the countries whom with there is any trade relation with, who is in the news. Look at what are their bordering countries, what is the status of their education level, literacy level. We have to, what are the important mountain peaks there. So this is what this question exactly tells the future aspirants. This is what it tells to you. You know, this question will not get repeated directly, even though it will get repeated, it can get repeated because the data is different, but it tells you how far you have to go, how deep you have to go when you are discussing it. So with respect to this question, if we have to look at the literacy in these particular countries, then definitely, definitely Sri Lanka will be at the first place. Second place it would be Bangladesh or India. Second place it is Bangladesh. Third India, and fourth it is Pakistan. So this would be the exactly descending order of the countries with their literacy rate. There is basically with respect to India and Bangladesh, there is confusion whether India. There are few reports which highlight that India's literacy rate is higher compared to Bangladesh, and majorly there are reports which say that Bangladesh's literacy rate is higher with respect to India. So there is little doubt with respect to that, but what is majorly accepted, it is, under UNESCO 2015, the literacy rate of given country, if we will compare it UNESCO's 2015 literacy rate, then it is this which this is what is the this is the descending order of their education. First it would be Sri Lanka, then it would be Bangladesh, then it would be India, and then it would be Pakistan. So with this, I hope you had understood today's discussion. If there is any doubt, please do write in the comments. We are here to help you guys. Please do subscribe the channel if you had not subscribed it yet. Do share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative. And please do write in the comments what else should we bring for you. And with this, I would like to thank you guys. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much and have a nice day.